So today's video is going to be a bit different because I am going to walk you through my weekly planning process, which I am going to use my strategic planner. For those who are new to my channel, my system is called the 3 brain planning system, and I have the strategic planner, I have the daily planner, and also my creative planner, which I capture things in here without any structure. And the daily planner is where I plan my daily task. And the strategic planner, everything that is related to goals, the roles that I play in my life, as in my commitments, that I need to design my life. So the most important thing is the strategic planner, and here is where I always do my weekly planning. So these two are just assistants to my main planner. So without further ado, let's begin. So before we do the walkthrough of this weekly planning routine, let me explain why it's important. So the weekly planning is a step where you are making sure that you are ready to enter next week. Instead of you planning every day, what I'm doing is I'm just doing it beforehand on Sunday, because I don't wait for chaos to happen. I am predicting the chaos a week ahead, and I am planning out what are the tasks that I need to do. So when you pre-week plan, you already anticipate the steps beforehand, and when chaos hit, you don't panic and you don't get overwhelmed because you've already predicted that it's going to happen, and you know exactly what things needs to be moved, because I do create buffer time in my pre-weekly planning, so you have space when suddenly things just come up out of nowhere. So that's why pre-weekly planning is very, very important. So now moving to the first step in pre-weekly planning session is me reviewing my past week, the week that has just happened. So I want to be honest here, actually, I have not been able to do the weekly review for the past 2 weeks because this month I have been quite busy with a lot of things that's going on. So I didn't really have time, but I did not miss planning my week. I just didn't do my weekly review. So here's the thing. I will be telling you the consequences of not doing the weekly review later, but first let's take a look at what is weekly review is all about. So I have just changed the camera angle so that you're now looking down at my planner and you can actually see me planning instead of just hearing me talk about it. So this is the weekly review insert that I use when I'm doing the weekly review, and it's available in my shop if you want the exact one. So there are a few questions on here, such as my biggest win this week, what did I learn, what worked, what didn't work. So these questions matter because they force me to actually look back instead of just moving on to the next week on autopilot. So I'm flipping back through last week right now. I'm reading what I actually did day by day to help me jog my memory, because sometimes I just forget I even did something until I see it written down. So while I'm doing this, I'm also marking off the tasks that I have completed, and I also do take note on the things that I have not done yet. Now, here's where it got interesting for me this week. I did mention earlier that I was busy this month because my daughter had her exams the first 2 weeks of this month. I was with her revising, and I pushed almost everything else aside except the work that I absolutely had to do. So some of my tasks did not get done during those 2 weeks. So I wrote them down so that I can get to it later. But here's the part that I did not expect. Her exams ended in week 2, but those unfinished tasks stayed in my head like they were still urgent. I kept telling myself they will take huge time and huge energy even after the actual busy season was over. So last Sunday, before I planned my week, I finally sat down with it. I broke it into small specific steps, and it turned out to be nowhere near as big as it felt in my head. So that one shift changed my whole week. I focused better. I still had to reshuffle a few things midweek because that's normal. But by the end of the week, my score overall was over 100%. I got through everything that I planned plus more because planning well and batching my tasks freed up extra time that I didn't expect to have. So if you've got something like that right now, one big task that you have not broken down yet, tell me in the comments. I bet it is smaller than it feels. And here's the real cost of skipping my review those 2 weeks. It wasn't that I fell behind, I still planned every week. But the cost was that I never stopped to see what I had actually gotten done. So the next week started with the same tired feeling as the last one, even though I was making real progress the whole time. Okay, now the review is done. Now it's time to plan next week. So I start by flipping through my creative planner. This is where I capture things with no structure at all. Looking through it now, I see that there are only a few things that I actually need attention this week, so everything else can wait. So I move those few things into the action box on my weekly insert. So this box matters more than it looks like it does, because every night, whatever's sitting on that day's action box is what gets carried over into my daily planner for the next day. So next is I block my fixed commitments, such as like picking up my daughter, her classes, things that are not moving. And then I theme the rest of my time according to the role that I play in my life. For example, green is for my work, where I do my deep work session. Pink is for family. Yellow is for health. So I say theme and not block on purpose. I'm not locking myself into this exact task at this exact hour. I'm saying this block of time belongs to this role. So if specific chunk of time on Monday is themed for work, and I wrote down in the action box for filming, but something comes up, I can always move that task to Tuesday or Wednesday instead. So I'm not someone who can stick to a rigid schedule. Theming gives me the plan without the pressure. So Fridays are always for buffer, no exceptions. Let me tell you, last week I used that buffer to catch up on grocery shopping because I just didn't have the time to do it the week before. And every week there are some things that I will always be filling up my buffer sessions. And this is the part people underestimate. Even with careful planning, something won't get done. What matters isn't avoiding that, it's knowing what can move and what can't. Everyone's priorities look different. So the skill is being honest with yourself about which is which. Now, last step is I write down my 3 non-negotiables for the week. The things that have to happen no matter what. I add 1 bonus task too, something extra if I have the time. And then I go back to my monthly overview and I check for anything that I might have missed. If it is still relevant, I will just slot it into the day where it actually belongs. And that's it. That's the whole process, start to finish. I want you to remember this. You are further along than you feel. The review is what proves it. The planning is just what makes it easier to prove again next week. So if you want a system that gives you both of this, the review and the plan, that's exactly what the 3-brain planning system is built for. So the inserts you just watched me use is in my shop. Links below if you want to build this for yourself. And make sure you subscribe and hit the bell button to be notified of my upcoming video, because I will be showing you in depth on how I do my monthly reset. Have a productive day and I will see you in my next video. Bye!